Hi, I'm Carl with mykangoojumps.com. I'm here today to show you a little bit about the Kangoo Jumps so you can get familiar with all the parts and pieces of them and how they work. First, I'm going to show you the different models. First, we have the power shoe. This model is for kids. It's good for kids about 40 pounds to around 100 pounds. And next, this is the KJXR3. This is kind of just your all-around model. It's good for teens, preteens, adults, pretty much anyone. Goes from 100 pounds and there's no maximum weight on this one. And then this is the Pro model. This is the Pro 3. They actually have the Pro 7 now. Just has a couple little differences about it. They're pretty similar, but this model is for heavier people, but mostly it's for those who really want a strong rebound effect and desire the highest performance out of it. This will give you the greatest workout of all the Kangoo Jump models. But just to get a little more familiar, I'm going to show you on the XR3 model all the parts and pieces of it. Of course, first you have the outer boot here, and then there's an inner liner boot and the buckles. This is all similar to what a rollerblade boot is. Now, the most important parts, and this is what makes it a Kangoo Jump, is everything you see below the boot is what makes up the patented Impact Protection System. And what that does for you is that will absorb up to 80% of the impact from exercise, and that makes this the lowest impact shoe in the world. This piece right here is part of that system, and it's just called a support plate. And what it does is it helps to keep your foot in the right position so that that spring mechanism can do what it needs to do. And then you have these two parts are called the shells, and they're identical from top to bottom, and they can break. It doesn't happen very often, but anything that does break on these is replaceable. All these parts that make up this impact protection system are reasonably affordable and easy to get. And then you have this center part is called the T-spring. And this part is actually adjustable. You see you've got the 3 different bands in here, and you can actually clip that center band out if you want a little bit less of a spring effect from it. So for a lighter individual, they might want to clip that band out. Additionally, I don't know if you can see it or not, there's actually some little holes here, and what that's for is that it makes these T-springs, they're what are called coil spring adapted. So if you want to increase the rebound effect and increase the spring pressure on these, there's actually a metal coil spring you can install in there that will give you a higher performance. And then this little black part in here is called the 4 twin turbo system. And what that does is it helps to fine-tune that rebound effect and also gives you greater stability. The T-spring is pretty much the only real wear and tear item on the Kangoo Jump. It's the part that gets the most stress, and they're good for about 50 to 80 hours. So at that point you're going to want to replace them. If you go beyond that, they start to get weak, and it causes more stress on the shell system, and that's actually the point when it can start to cause your shells to break. So that's a part that you need to consider the amount of time that you've spent on that, and you will likely have to replace those from time to time. And then you have the sole system. These are real high quality rubber. They'll last for a long time. Many people see a year to 2 years use out of them, even with heavy use, before they have to replace this. And then these little bands are just what hold that sole in place. And that's basically all there is to the Kangoo Jump.